8 days ago, I leaked on twitch.tv/Decade that Snake Eyes Flameburge Dragon and its animation would be coming this week, and Konami has officially verified it by announcing it themselves. And the Snake Eye deck type is a top tier, top 2 deck in the OCG at the moment, but is it going to be top tier? Is it going to be good in Master Duel? How many cards are we getting? How many cards are we missing? Konami didn't clarify that, but within this video, I could tell you what the deck will be missing, and all the theory crafting and speculation is going to be put to the test with the $1,000 tournament qualifier this Wednesday, as the new pack day will be that day alongside the 2nd anniversary rewards. Now, without further ado, let's talk about this card. Should you be pulling this? Should you care? And maybe how many copies do you even want of this card? Let's talk about the multiple effects it has real quick. You can target a face-up monster on the field or in either graveyard, and then put it into the back row as a continuous spell. And then, during the opponent's turn only, you have the quick effect of summoning a monster that is considered to be a continuous spell onto your side of the field. So even if it's on their spell and trap back row, you get to summon it to your field. Now, I think the most important effect is, if this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you could special summon 2 level 1 fire monsters from your grave. Ideally, you want to trigger this effect twice between your turn and your opponent's turn to get the maximum value. And there's no other summoning restrictions. You're not restricted on the extra deck. So this deck already, it's going to be about easily having access to a level 8 on the field and level 1 fire monsters. So right away, the synergy, is it going to be as good as something like Diablo Star the Black Witch? How techable this card will be in pretty much every deck? I would say no, but it does have synergy with the Diablo Star card itself. So we look at level 1 fires. What is actually good? Being sorted by popularity here, we'll look at the main deck. Yes, Kurikara does have synergy with the deck. This card is actually searchable in multiple different ways. So even teching in this card would be a good idea if you want to be playing the Flameburge Dragon. And Jet Synchron is probably the biggest, most generic synergy that you could toss into the deck as you're summoning multiple level 1 fires alongside the Jet Synchron, which means you could make plays like summoning the Synchron that's a level 2. What is that going to be? That is the level 2 Formula Synchron. On summon, you get to draw a card. It's a level 2 tuner Synchro itself, and it could activate the Synchro during the opponent's turn. So Formula Synchron plus the Snake Eyes Flameburge, that is a Baron de Floor. And what you could do with this effect is you could target your Formula Synchron, put it into your own back row, and then on your opponent's turn, you could special summon your Formula Synchron to your side of the field and then make that Baron de Floor during the opponent's turn, which a lot of Japanese players are doing. But again, let's talk about what the deck's going to be missing. So this being a top 2 OCG deck at the moment, there's a bunch of deck lists here of the OCG tournaments. As you can see here, we're highlighting them. What's missing? Well, I could tell you right now that in the OCG, a Snake Eye Ash, for example, is a 1-card combo. On normal summon, you add a level 1 fire from your deck to your hand. So that could be your Kurikara, that could be your Jet Synchron. But for the OCG, they're adding the Poplar. And when this is added from the deck to the hand, it then special summons onto the field. It then pops off. I can tell you right now that we are not getting Poplar. So before you tune out of the video and go, oh crap, we out of here, I'm still going to show you some good combos with the deck and some things you should definitely consider. You shouldn't completely write off this deck and just wait for the Poplar support later. The deck could still do things, but I don't know if it's really going to be that top tier. But still, maybe a pure Snake Eye deck's not going to be that good, but maybe putting this into one of your own decks may be a good idea. And let's talk about why that could be a good idea. So the Ash will search your deck for a level 1 fire, and the Oak will reborn a level 1 fire from the graveyard or banishment pile, which if your Jet Synchron gets banished through its own effect by leaving the field after reborning itself from the graveyard, that's summonable through the Oak. So that's some cool synergy right there. And then they also, the Oak and the Ash have the effect of special summoning a Snake Eyes from your deck, which is the easy way to get your Flameburge Dragon onto the field. That's going to be the main way. And then through that effect of summoning a Snake Eyes from the deck or through syncering or linking off of the Flameburge, that's going to be the main way to get it into the graveyard to trigger the effect of reborning the Ash and Oak back onto the field during your turn. And then you get to just spam, swarm, make a bunch of link monsters or even synchros. And that's how the main benefit of the deck is going to be working. Just swarming the field with level 1, level 8, use the level 8, then reborn the level 1. So let's talk about a combo real quick. Let's see. And also I could show you a deck list. So this is showing the Snake Eyes Flameburge Dragon and what decks it's being used in. Fire King, Infernoid, Centurion, Sky Striker a little bit. It's being teched here and there. But using Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta's full deck database here, I searched for the word of Flameburge and excluding Poplar. So you can see there, you highlight the information. It'll tell you how to do the keywords yourself. So these are all decks that are using Flameburge without Poplar, which is going to be our situation this week. But we don't have Fire King, and we don't have Full Power Rescue Ace, and we're not going to have it. And we don't have Volcanic. So it's like, this is not looking too good, which I just messed up my search term right there. Now, what I did find was this. This is what we are going to have. Something like this. This is the closest to what we're going to have. I'm not saying we're going to have everything on this, but something like this is what we should be expecting this week of what a pure Snake Eye deck could be looking like. So no Poplar and also no Bonfire. Bonfire, which is a searchable card. You could search this Snake Eye Ash with that. That's not going to be the way. So what could something like this deck actually accomplish and do? Would it be worth it to play this? Well, I had to dig deep because everyone wants to show the Poplar combo where we're not getting that. This is a nice Japanese channel, I believe, Winsent Chu, and they're going to showcase some combos of what we could be expecting this week. And we'll also look at their deck list, you know, in addition to the deck list you already saw. I don't know if it's going to be copyright music, so I'm going to have to mute that. So this is going to be a 2-card combo. Kind of similar to what I was saying about Monadium. Initially on release, Monadium was a 2-card combo deck. Then it became a 1-card combo deck. So that's the situation with Snake Eyes. It's going to essentially be a 2-card combo deck until we get the Poplar, making it a 1-card combo. So this is going to be the Wanted, which will search for the Diablo Star. This is the Snake Eye Field Spell, which will place a Snake Eyes from your deck into your back row, which that could be the Flameburge Dragon, which would then trigger if you send it to the grave, or it could be a monster that you want to special summon onto the field through the effect of the Flameburge Dragon, or it's a monster that you just want to send to the graveyard for a cost of summoning a Snake Eye from the deck. So let's see how this combo works. We'll speed this up a little bit on 1.5, so we're not going to be too quick. There you go. That is the Wanted, which will grab the Diablo Star, Dark Witch, which needs to send a card from your hand or field to the graveyard to summon itself onto the field. But first, we're going to play the field spell. The field spell is going to be playing the Flameburge Dragon into our back row here. Very good. And then we're going to send the field spell to the grave to summon our Dark Witch. So we don't even need any other card in our hand right now. She will then activate to grab the Sinful Spoils, which will special summon a level 1 fire from the deck. This is what could give you access to a card like Jet Synchron, but we're going to be going for the Snake Eyes line. We're going to send the Diablo Star herself, and then that's going to be summoning from the deck. This one, it's called Excel. You know, the names are a bit different back then. This is quite a while ago, but this is very relevant to what we're getting this week. This will be searching our deck for a level 1 fire. We have not used up our normal summon yet. So that's going to be activating, grabbing our Jet Synchron. This will be our normal summon, ideally. We're going to normal summon it, and then we're going to be synchroing into... no, we're actually not synchroing. We're using the secondary effect of sending a card on the field to the grave plus itself. It's got to be face up to summon any level 1 fire monster from the deck. So this is the second way where you could have gotten a Jet Synchron onto the field. So this would be the Oak. It says Arc here. I guess that was the translation then. This will then reborn any level 1 fire from the grave or banishment. It could be the Jet Synchron or the blue Snake Eyes. We're going to summon the Jet Synchron. And why we went for this instead was to just get access to the Oak, because we want to reborn the Oak and the blue and or the Jet Synchron with the effect of the Flameburge Dragon when we send it to the graveyard. So let's pay attention to that. We're going to use its secondary effect again, sending the Flameburge to the graveyard to then summon a Snake Eye from the deck. And what it's going to be is our second copy of the Flameburge Dragon. What's great about this effect is it doesn't just summon it from the deck, it's also from the hand. thus making the deck more consistent, thus turning this into a card that's not a Garnet, which is required to be in the deck. That's the Auroradon combo, where you have to have the Mecha Phantom Beast in your deck in order to perform the combo. So that is a big deal. Now we have our level 8, and we have the Flamebird now triggering to summon 2 level 1 fires from the graveyard here. So that's going to be the Oak and the Blue. And let me just read what the Blue's name is. Ash and Oak. Ash and Oak. All right. So very good. They are now reborn onto the field. So as you can see, this is just a 2-card combo. Now we got a bunch of bodies on the field. We had the Flameberg effect to put a monster in our graveyard or on the field into our back row, which could then be summoned during the opponent's turn. Now we're going to be making the Formula Synchron. This on summon will draw a card. And I do want to emphasize here that there is no summoning restrictions. We're not locked out of our extra deck. We're not doing fire monsters only. We're not required to use fire monsters only for the synchro or link summoning. So any deck you want where the deck itself does not put you into a summon restriction situation, you could play this into your deck. So that's going to be just randomly drawing into a card here. Very nice. And then we're going to link it off into a Masquerena. All right. And then we're going to use the Flamebird Dragon to equip into our back row the Formula Synchron. I talked about this earlier. So during the opponent's turn, and it's not during the main phase, we could draw phase, use the Flamebird effect of summoning our Formula Synchron onto the field. Now, the Formula Synchron itself is required to activate during the main phase. So let's see what's good here. We're also the Wanted. If you opened up with that and not just the Diablo Star, you get the additional effect of being able to draw another card. So we drew from Formula Synchron. We're drawing again through the Wanted. So this is a +2 to our hand. A 2-card combo that completely replenishes the 2 cards used in your hand. You're back to 5 cards in your hand, and now you have a great field. Let's talk about what the great field's going to be doing. All right, and maybe I'll speed this up at times too. Draw phase, we're going to summon our Formula Synchron onto the field. Very nice. And now during the main phase, we have the effect of Masquerena and the Formula Synchron to be used during the opponent's turn of their main phase. We're going to be activating it during the main phase. We're going to synchro into our Baron de Fleur. And as I said, the Flameberg Dragon, you want to be triggering its graveyard effect twice on your turn and on your opponent's turn. When sent to the grave, reborn 2 level 1 fires from the grave. And then that's going to be using the Masquerena. Now, this is what's very cool about this is that the Oak and the Ash are now activating also. So the recursion of the Flameberg Dragon, not just getting 2 extra bodies on the field, plus replenishing our entire hand initially, they're going to start triggering. So you're going to be searching for a follow-up, and we're going to be reborning another monster from the grave, or banish. That's going to be the search. That's going to be the reborn. And he did also make it so that the Ash would not be negated by something like an Ash. So we did chain link block it correctly. Reborning the Jet Synchron, and then, grabbing the Oak for a follow play. This is where you could search for Kurikara. So there you go. This is why a lot of the decks are playing Kurikara here. Kurikara for the follow-up. If the opponent does not completely break your field, then you have this. So that's very cool. And then we have Masquerena activating. Now, he's about to go into something that maybe we should not be talking about right now. What he should be going into is going to be the Apollo USA. So this is a 4 negate, 3,200 attack, 4 monster negate, plus the Omni negate of the Baron de Fleur, plus fully replenishing our hand of the 2 cards we used, plus searching for a follow-up card. And also this combo, if you were to have used the effect of the Jet Synchron by discarding a card, it would then be banished, but then the Oak would reborn it back in the field, putting it back into circulation. So this is where instead he's going to go for the the SP Little Knight. But we could be going into the Apollo USA instead. So Apollo USA, Quadra, Monster Negate. Let's show one more combo, and then we're going to be good. So this is if we don't open up the field spell, we instead open up the Ash. So let's see what's good. We're going to activate, grab the Diablo Star. Now, in this combo, since we don't have the field spell, we don't have the efficiency of being able to send the field spell itself to the graveyard. We're going to have to use one of the cards in our hand. We're going to discard any card from our hand to summon the Diablo Star. Activate, grabbing the Sinful Spoils. Now, what's interesting here is we used up our normal summon, which is how we got our Jet Synchron out. So instead, we're going to grab the Snake Eyes Purple. Maybe we want to call it that purple, or the Birch. Birch, it has the different effect compared to Oak and Ash, where it could special summon itself onto the field. And its effect of summoning a Snake Eyes from the deck is actually a quick effect during the opponent's turn. So instead of the spell speed 1 using it during your own turn, it will summon during their turn, and we'll see if he uses that to his advantage. All right, that's our free special summon. We already used up our normal summon, as we said. And then we're going to be sending the Diablo Star and the Ash for the effect of the Snake Eye to summon a Snake Eye from the deck. And then that's going to be the Oak reborning from the graveyard. Then we're going to send the Ash to the graveyard to special summon our Jet Synchron on the field, which we could not have normal summoned. Very nice. And then we're going to be using the effect of the Oak to special summon the Flameberg onto the field from the deck. We're going to equip into the back row the Diablo Star instead of something like the Formula Synchron. So a little bit different here. And then we're going to be linking it off into the Masquerena, which will trigger the Flameberg to reborn 2 monsters in the graveyard. Making sure to reborn the Birch because of the quick effect of summoning a monster from the deck. Very nice. And then we're going to be getting our free draw card with the Wanted, return the Sinful Spoils back in the deck to draw 1. And then we're going to discard to reborn our Jet Synchron. Very nice. And then Jet Synchron gets banished. We're then making our Formula Synchron, draw a card here, replenishing a card that we had to discard, and then now back to the opponent. Now, what we're using right now is the effect of the Birch to send our back row and itself to the graveyard to summon a Snake Eye from the deck. What do we want to summon? The Flameberg Dragon. We want to use the effect of when sent to the graveyard to reborn 2 monsters in the graveyard twice. So that's going to be the very cool play here. Summon the Flameberg Dragon. And then we are going to be using the effect of the Diablo Star. When it was sent to the graveyard, you could discard a card or send a card from your field to the graveyard to reborn itself onto the field, which will then search for a follow-up play. She's level 7. The Flameberg is level 8. So being level 8 with the Formula Synchron is going to be a bit better. Activating to grab a Sinful Spoils to be used next turn. And then we're going to be using the effect of the Formula Synchron, making the Baron to floor, triggering the Flameberg to reborn the Oak and the Ash. And the Ash will be searching for a follow-up. The Oak will be reborning the banished Jet Synchron. I mean, this is incredible. Look at this. And then we have the Kurikara follow-up search. I think these plays look great, right? These aren't one-card combos with a Poplar where the deck's now top 2 pure, but we got to say something's here, right? Something is here. This is something. Hopefully, we'll see in the tournament. And then we're going to be using the Quadra summon of Apollo-USA, the Quadra Negate. 4 monster negate plus the Baron to floor plus great follow-up. So there you go. 4 monster negate. We got the follow-up plays mate. And this is the deck list that they are sharing, which is quite similar to the tournament topping deck list here. Very nice. And there you go. Probably want to play more Masquerenas because we're going to be a little bit different. I also think that the deck should be playing Borreload Savage Dragon. If you have really good eyes, you may be noticing that this deck list is in fact 14 card extra deck. So there's a missing card because some of these deck lists are very difficult to obtain as they're pretty much screenshots just like this. So the 15th card was maybe hiding, and I do suspect that it could have been a Borreload Savage Dragon, as you could very easily on your own turn get a Linkuriboh summon onto the field because of your level 1 fire monsters, then get the Linkuriboh into the graveyard, and then equip it with the Borreload Savage Dragon. And then with Borreload Savage Dragon, with the Formula Synchron on the field or in your back row with the Flameberg on the field, that's going to be Baron to floor from your Borreload Savage Dragon. So that's pretty cool. And those are some cool little 2-card combo plays of what you should expect to do with the deck. And I do have another combo, but we're going to end the video right here. My combo was not abusing the effect of the Flameberg Dragon of being able to reborn during the opponent's turn. It was going into the Borreload Savage Dragon, plus having a Masquerena on the field, and having a Formula Synchron on the field already. So you would have the Borreload negate, then the Formula Synchron into the Baron to floor, another negate, and then Masquerena could go into something like Apollo-USA or a Unicorn. So maybe I'll be showcasing that combo on release day if this deck is relevant enough. Hopefully it will be with the tournament going on. I see cards like Chicken Game being used here. What's really good about this is not only is it a draw 1, but it's on the field. And it being on the field means we could send it to the graveyard for Diablo Star, send it to the graveyard for Ash, Birch, or the Oak. So that is actually incredible synergy right there, much better than playing something like Upstart Goblin, and something you should definitely consider in the early stage of playing Snake Eye without the Poplar coming, nor having the Bonfire. And that is it for the video. I appreciate you all very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be seeing you on the Wednesday stream with the new pack day and all that good stuff. And I'm also working on potentially a new player guide, maybe something like Ultimate 2024 New Player Master Duel Guide. I'm kind of waiting to see if Konami's actually going to be releasing the Sword Soul structure deck or not, which was publicly data mined. I did not leak it myself, but we'll see if that comes out, because I would have to include this in the new player guide. If so, it's going to be the #1 deck to go for as a new player starting out. And if you're a new player listening this far in the video, I doubt it, do consider waiting to spend your gems or money until this week. The reprint pack, the new cards coming out, the tournament showcasing what the meta is potentially going to be. That's going to be the ideal situation for you. And thank you very much. We are out.